excited?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
What
Where's
does
my
excitement look for
emoji
you?
right now? Where's my emoji right now?
I
didn't give him a countdown this time, guys. So this is what happens.
You just get to see what we
You
do.
just get to see what they do. They flail their arms around like idiots the entire time.
Yeah.
Was that really on? That's amazing. I hope that's how the
That's
episode
on. That's on there. Still don't like my countdown, folks?
Perfect.
Anywho.
All right, Dak,
We're
we're
about to
done.
break open a bunch of financial information. So.
My God. Hold on. Let me get my DAG blocker up quickly.
Dang it. Or should I say, dag nabbit?
I see what you did there. Respect.
You do.
Thank you.
So, when we last left our heroes, standing out within the Underdark, staring across a field filled with black ooze, our heroes ventured forward towards the strange temple in search of the Nectar Elder known as Grandad. As they began to make their way through, immediately they were near ambushed by the black ooze, leaping out from either side of them, reaching forward with their acidic touch, burning away any armor or weapons or flesh that it comes in contact with. As they continued to rush forward, evading all of the little black oozes that seemed to stick out and shoot towards them, they eventually made their way to the temple, covered in a veil of a massive ooze-like creature. A great battle broke out on that field, my friends, and our heroes fought valiantly and eventually overcame their obstacle, but not at their own detriment, as more of the black ooze's touch burned away more of their weaponry and armor. As they ventured into the temple proper, they found themselves bathed in what seemed like a golden light emanating from a strange scroll that sat on a pedestal in the center of the room. With a bit of quick thinking, Tristan reached forward with his mage hand, pulling the scroll off, until the party decided what to do with it. With a bit of debate back and forth, they finally decided to open the scroll, thinking there was no harm in it. This couldn't be one of the books. But as they did, the light grew brighter and brighter, blinding them in a white light. And as the light faded, they now stood in a completely different area. A strange magical forest with sprites and pixies, colors and hues very different from the environment they had been in previously. But that's not all. It seems that the magic of the scroll had reversed their aging process, as each one of them now look as tiny childs, no more than 8 to 10 years old. And that was great for me. I'm really glad I did that. Nonetheless, some of the sprites ventured forward towards them, welcoming them and informing them that their presence was expected by none other than the Bloomed Countess herself. As the sprites took them forward further and further into the forest, they came to what seemed to be a clearing, with a large table with many other sprites standing around it, as well a young Nectar at the head of the table, and directly beside him, none other than the Bloomed Countess herself. She welcomed our heroes with open arms and informed them that this place was meant for joy and happiness, and that no harm would come to them there. Questionably, they sat down and joined in conversation with the Countess herself. She explained to him her name was Valeri, and that she too was one of the sympaths, similar to the Nightmare King. She continued to describe a little bit more of the mystery of the sympaths, explaining to our party that not all were evil, and that only Torkor, the Mad Fuhrer, as well as Elskar, the Nightmare King, had a little bit of a bad rap. But the other 4 just wanted the good for all mortals. She told of a great war that broke out between the Sympaths. That a grouping, a collective, if you will, of the Elven Council split in 2 and joined sides with either side of the Sympaths. That war itself is what led to the splitting of the realms, bringing Lumnador a little bit closer to the material realm. As they continued onward, learning more and more of the secrets, the night grew on. And when the conversation had dulled, it was time to leave. And thus, with them, Grandad left, as well as the party, returning themselves back to the Underdark proper. Oh yeah, and Sicarious was offered a pact with the warlock thingy. I forgot about that part. But that's probably important. And so, our story continues. Stepping through the portal made by the Bloomed Countess, you all feel a familiar tug, one that you felt many, many times ago. As you feel yourself teleported from one place to another, eventually finding your footing as the strange feeling in the pit of your stomach, like going over the edge of a roller coaster, subsides. And once again, you find yourself in the center room of the shrine. Looking over to your right, you now see that the once young Nectar, known as Grandad, had aged significantly at this point. His fur now almost entirely gray and matted. His ears not as prompt as they once were. And he seems to be carrying a cane to hold himself up. You quickly survey yourselves as well. Seems whatever age reduction was there no longer applies. As well, it seems all of your gear, clothing, and weaponry have returned. Basil, you instinctively reach for your sides and find your black book hung from its sling. What would you guys like to do?
Hey,
Good to
Basil.
be back. Oh, whisper. Sorry, I'll shut up.
It was good. Do you think the Nightmare King can hear us through that thing?
Probably not. I believe that's one of the reasons why he had Brinny originally follow me, so that she could report on what was going on. If he could hear what was happening on the outside, there'd be no need for a spy.
Good, because we were saying some not so good things about him, so would be bad.
Yes, well, yeah, that's
Of course, because if you're dealt with him, and then now this dealt with her, how is that going to affect your relationship going forward?
Right. Relationships are all about consequences, give and take. You know? Sometimes Scrump with his course. Sorry.
I
I'll
think
listen.
you need communication, Scrump, not consequences.
Right. That's what,
Oh,
you know.
no. My relationship with Scrump has been nothing but consequences.
Exactly. That's been my experience.
Well, one could argue that if Scrump communicated better, it would be a little better for you, Basil.
I
What
don't
are you
think
trying to
he's
say
buying
about Scrump? Scrump is great communicator.
Pretty
Greatest
good.
of
I'm like,
communicators.
hey, drink this potion. He's like, sure, I'll drink the potion. And
Yeah,
then,
that's
you
true.
know,
That's on me.
And then
I can't-
sometimes I'm like, I'm going to throw a potion. And he happens to be there. Yeah. I don't see the issue.
Good old Basil. But to reiterate Sicarius's question as to the deal that was being made, I'm sure, Scrump, you remember that we mentioned that I have a entity that is traveling around in this book, and that my current, I suppose, indentured task is to free said individual and their siblings from their books.
Right,
Well, it
right.
turns
Think
out
of
that
nightmares. Mm-hmm.
Correct. And the scroll, which has the Lady of Everbloom, she is obviously another one of these siblings, but has no desire to leave. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think that's going to cause at least a problem for now. For one of the things that was not really stipulated was the nature or manner in which that these people were freed. Freedom, in my opinion, is also a given choice, and given that the Countess of the Everbloom has chosen to remain where she is, she has been provided with the freedom that I've already agreed to.
Basil,
So that's what you're telling yourself.
That's very wordy. I hope that works, but the Nightmare King doesn't seem to be as wordy as that.
Counterpoint.
How?
Do you want me to do well? I mean, I also don't know how to break the seal at all.
Well, don't you think
It's
not
a power I have.
playing devil's advocate here, or Nightmare King? I'll be the Nightmare King in this instance.
Okay.
Basil,
sure.
It's the Nightmare
Why?
King. Get them.
It's a hypothetical, Scrump. Calm down.
Basil,
Oh,
you
God,
did
okay.
not obey my commands. Why didn't you release them from the book?
I'm sorry, V. The voice was exemplary.
Listen, I'm not a voice actress. I am a performer in other musical ways. All right.
Sure. All right. Well, grandfather, the reason I didn't free Countess Everbloom was because I don't have that ability, and I never did.
I will give it to you. Psh. Now you have the ability.
Well, that's sure.
And how do you
but
suppose he has that ability to pass on? Maybe.
I mean, if
you
you
could use it as the example that we're collecting it. Eventually, once we have them all, to turn them over to him. Until the meantime, we keep them safe ourselves.
well, I
Just saying, listen, if I employed someone to do a job for me, and their reasoning after agreeing to do it was, I didn't know how.
well, my reasoning
go
was that
very
she
far.
is free, and she is free to choose to stay where she is. I mean, that's can't really help that. I think the biggest problem, to kind of redirect things a little bit from whether or not I'm messing up my deal with the Nightmare King, is it seems as though the real threat is the Red Book.
But we don't
And
have the
that's-
red book.
No, but someone does. If obviously our journey through the Nightmare Realm is to be believed. I originally thought it might be well in our interest to gather the books that aren't so subjective towards, death and evil and all that sort of stuff. But now my concern lies with what happens if the Red Book is left unchecked. Especially after
minute.
everything the Countess said.
Is Granddad standing right in front of us right now?
Hi, Granddad.
Well, yeah, he's right there.
Come
We came through
join the
portal last
conversation.
time.
Come in. Bring it in, Granddad.
Oh my goodness, we've been looking for you. We were sent by your tribe to come and find you. What happened? Why are you here? Tell us everything.
What
Sorry,
did you hear?
we got carried away with ourselves.
You do a lot of talking without
Yes.
saying much.
Yes.
Very true.
I've been told that, yes. Sorry.
That's all right, young man. Yes, I am Granddad. And I thank you all for rescuing me. I'm not sure what would have happened if I had succumbed to the black ooze, or if my lovely, lovely Countess didn't rescue me. But we're all here now.
Your
And
people,
your family is... Oh, sorry. You go.
your people have been waiting for you. They are very worried. We
Yes.
should get you back.
Well, before we do, unlike your friend here, I believe there is a seal to be broken. Excuse me, as he slowly kind of hobbles out of the temple. Tristan speaks up at this point in time. Ho, ho, ho!
no.
Not to worry, friends. I will escort him. And Tristan walks out
Yes, they
behind.
both need to pee.
Great. Tristan is here.
I offer. Tristan, before you go, would you like some saltwater taffy?
Oh, oui. That is what I'm going to do. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah. Good. I still have the saltwater taffy, so he doesn't have to talk while he's chewing it.
Oh,
Smart.
He'll probably
Yes.
definitely take you up on that offer when he comes back.
Worst thing is after they break the seal once, you just keep going. Right? So it just kind of looks up at you guys, right?
What is break seal?
You know, you get
Oh,
too
I
much
don't.
goblin milk and you gotta go pee.
It's peeing.
Yeah, of course. That's mostly what I talk about.
But
mostly.
never mind.
Wait, I have a question. I would like to know more about
Yes, Nightmare
Scrump.
King.
No, you can't tell that I'm not acting like Nightmare King anymore. Don't I seem
I have
more
a
like?
question for you. Why do I usually pee when I sleep?
Why
But
do
we
you?
can talk about that later.
Why do you what when you sleep?
Normally, when I
pee,
sleep,
Whoa?
Scrump has bad dreams, and he wakes
Yeah.
up from the bad dreams. He's all cold and covered in himself.
Oh,
I assumed it's a Nightmare King. You could tell me.
we're going to have to make sure that when we sleep in close quarters, we have a precaution for you.
We'll
Some
wrap him up
newspapers,
in his
maybe.
own little. We'll cover him up.
Sometimes when we are scared, we lose control of ourselves. Night terrors a little bit, I guess. Maybe Basil, or actually, I always forget. I could help with that. Basil or I, we tend to feed on fear these days.
Ah,
Basil, it's his natural state. I sort of caught it like a virus.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Basil. I'm just trying to make light of a terrifying situation.
Oh, look. What lovely foliage in this place that was full of wonder and suspense. I'm going to go look at it for a while.
But aren't
right.
they still inside the temple?
Yeah, you're all still inside the temple.
Look at
You're
this
all
mulberry.
standing there
Yeah.
by yourselves.
Look at the
Tristan
lovely
has left.
awnings.
Granddad has left. Y'all are just standing in the middle of the temple now.
But did he leave? Because I thought he was coming back.
No, he was being escorted by Tristan back to the village.
Yes.
Oh, I
So
thought
that
he
we
said he
can-
was
so-
gonna. He said he was gonna
No,
break
no,
the
I heard
seal.
that.
I thought he was gonna pee and come back.
Me too.
That's why I've been waiting.
Oh, well, then I misunderstood.
Okay.
Or you misunderstood. I don't know.
I don't know. Which one is it, DM Dave? Is he coming back or is he on his way out?
I don't care anymore. Just pick one.
Okay.
Oksana, come here.
Yes.
Don't listen, everyone. Anytime I want to talk to anyone in this group, I get a weird frown. It's sometimes I do have nice things to say. Listen, I think that you should talk to Granddad about Grimoire's dad. He might have more information.
Yes, I was planning on doing so, but then we got caught up in very
Pee.
complicated. I don't know. Basil started talking, and then the
Sorry.
rest.
It's it's hard to focus.
So shall we head
I was
back
just,
to the village?
I couldn't
Let
follow
them know.
conversation, but I wanted to be polite. I am working on this.
Who cares about niceties, Oksana? It doesn't get you anywhere. You should live like me and just say it how it is.
I think this is something I'm very good at, actually, saying it how it is.
That's true.
So
All right.
let's go.
we probably shouldn't leave the scroll on the floor here.
Oh yes, I look at
Well,
Sicarious.
is
Fine, I
anyone
will
doing
pick-
anything with it?
I'll pick it up. I will hold on to it.
You're taking the scroll.
Sure, why not?
I don't know. You're all dark and broody, and the scroll seems more light and nice.
Please. Just a,
Well, that
she's just using me as a scapegoat because she saw the character that I was. So I will be willing to do the things that she's not willing to do.
I hate this conversation.
So does the universe.
It's very. It is very confusing.
So
It
therefore,
seems
she'll look
like
at this like, hey, look, I saw the one with the darkest heart. I'm going to try to redeem him. No, but see, now, because of the conversation went, she was not willing to do what was necessary. That's why she
it
turned to me.
seems
Don't worry,
like
I'll make the people
no,
happy.
no. It seems like people are putting themselves in situation where they are telling half truth or not committing to deals. I am concerned this will come back to bite us. If
So
I have
one-
been following conversation, which I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we'll find
It's
out,
the-
right?
It's like the finger thing.
I don't want to talk about the planes.
Okay.
Poor Scrump. He must be so confused right
Because
now.
the conversation
No,
at the
Scrump,
time.
Scrump at this point is still like eyeing up V and just being like, "You don't look like a king."
Garbage princess.
Yeah, garbage, exactly. Yeah, I thought they were already
Okay.
royalty.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Yes. Let's spread nice joy. Let's go.
As you all begin to exit. V, I swear to God, get a hold of yourself, please.
It was. I
Sorry,
think that was my face was really loud.
we're just the worst. We're just the worst. You probably planned for like 1 minute of roleplay, and then we just went on for like what are we at?
Not
20?
anymore. I wrote one sentence, and that's it. That's the whole prep that I did. I just assumed you guys were going to destroy everything anyway.
Okay.
We are starving.
As you all leave the temple proper, stepping out onto the steps once again, leading upward, you find yourself again outside within the field. Throughout the field, you still see small puddles of the black ooze, but none seem to be sentient at this point, all resting calmly. As you look to your left, you now see Tristan and Grandad's in the middle of conversation. As you exit, they take notice of you and turn towards you all. Basil, I would love some of that sticky toffee now. Ha ha. Baguette.
I I pull out my small little bag and I open it up and I give him 3 of these like kind of candy wrapped taffies. It's the extra chewy kind.
Ah, very good.
I also take one.
Eat down. You can't dark heart me. That's not how this works.
Don't let him hold you down, B-Town. Do it again.
Granddad turns towards all of you. Well, if it's about time, we can head back to the village. Again, I thank you all for rescuing me.
It is our pleasure. You, I think, were family member or close friend of companion of ours. His family.
You don't say. He walks over to you, Oksana, and loops his available arm around yours. Come, young
She'll
one.
kind of.
Walk with me.
She'll like. Oh
Talk
my
with
God!
me.
Is he like Yoda? I'm getting
What I was
happy about it.
You froze there for a second, Jess. What'd you say?
Oh, I'm freezing. I said, is he like Yoda? I'm getting very strong Yoda vibes.
Could be. Could be.
I like it.
You say there was
Shall
a
I go?
companion.
Sorry.
Again, you young ones. Always talking, not saying much.
I was just going to ask what I should call you.
Granddad.
Granddad?
I prefer Granddad.
Understood.
Is that like a first name or a last name?
Yes. Anyway, child, you were saying a
Okay.
companion.
Yes. My companion's name is Siv or Sivil. I believe is one of the ones, or the son of one of the ones that left.
Yes. A very sad story. His father, I knew quite well, and his mother. His father's name was Mers. His mother's name? Pierre. A beautiful couple they were. They brought much joy to all those around them. It filled our hearts so when they decided to become mates. And when the little one arrived, Siv, as we knew him, also a bundle of joy, always laughing. Until they decided to take young Siv for a picnic. Not too far from village, but far enough. A terrible instance happened that day. A wild beast came from the mushroom forests. Mers did his best to protect his family. But Pierre, well, sadly she did not make it. Mers was destroyed. Like the sun scroll in his heart had gone dark forever. He wanted so to bring her back, some way. He was always such an intelligent young one. In fact, many of the things that you must have seen within our little village, he was the creator. Very inventive. The facades in front of the mushroom stalks. Most of the hiding apparatuses. All his ideas. So he thought, yes, it would be possible somehow to bring her back. And when none of us within the glowing haven could do anything to help him, he turned towards the Bloomed Countess. He saw the faith as his answer. But she could not assist in this matter either. And so Mers, one day, came to me and said he and Siv were leaving. That they would venture to the grounds above to find a way to bring Bia back. I always wished and hoped and prayed that they would return one day. But to this point they have not. Tell me, how is young Siv? Is he with you?
He was very close companion of mine for a long time.
What?
Before, yes, Oksana will kind of like look down sadly. Siv was very brave warrior who gave his life in battle to protect me and my friends.
You watch as his ears completely fold down as he joins you in looking to the ground. Resting with the sunshine he is now.
This is what I like to think. If it brings you any peace, please know that while he was with us, he was among family. He was happy and loved.
Looking around at all of you and hearing what you've had to say and what you've done for us simply out of the kindness of your hearts, I know this. Civ lived a much longer and fuller life than many, many of us down here. That brings me some joy.
Yes, he will be very missed. I made promise to him that I would try to find his father. It was one of his wishes.
We have not had contact with Mers for many years. Last time we saw him was the day that he left. And while I cannot tell you where or what he does now, I can perhaps tell you at least what to look for.
Anything you can tell us would be helpful.
Well, first off, he is like one of us, a nectar. But even more so if you do find multiple of us, which would be very rare topside. Look for a man with a patch over his eye. During the skirmish that took beer from us, he suffered an injury as well. Deep, large scar. It took his right eye.
I have a question, Mr. Grandpa.
Yes.
Yeah, looking at yourself, I mean, you're pretty old.
Yes.
How old would he be if we find him? Would he maybe be slower than most people? Or would he be generally healthy at his age?
I would say very healthy, if all goes
Ah.
well for him. I knew him as a young adolescent coming into his own. That was only 12, 15 full cycles ago. He can't be much older than, well, he points over to V. Much older than you, perhaps. Or is it you, as he points to Sicarious? Somewhere in between those two.
I was going to say that's quite an age gap I would like to point out.
Yes,
They
well,
all look the same to me.
me too.
Yeah,
That is very much different.
humans.
I'm twice her age.
Very odd. No fur. How do they stay warm?
Clothes.
That's what they're for? Oh.
I always thought it to hide their shame.
Like, I mean, if you really want to get into it, there's a little bit of that as well. You know, don't want to walk around publicly
Bashful, I think, is the word you're
Well,
looking
I
for.
think maybe we can talk more about Mars. Did he say what he was looking for? A way to bring her back? Did he have any kind of like a lead or somewhere to start?
Not that I'm aware of. But he did become infatuated with the idea of rejuvenation and resurrection. And I knew, with his mind, he would go to the end of the earth to find it.
It seems many people are in pursuit of this.
A fountain of youth and a way to return to your loved ones. Who would not want something like this?
I cannot fault them there.
At this point, you've properly cleared the field and are now making your way closer back towards the small Nectar village, heading once again back down the trail that led you to the field in the first place. So, travelers, now that you've done what you've come here to do, will you be staying? Continue to help us with the problems above.
You mean with the ooze?
Yes. I feel until the problem is caught at its source, that repeat events are inevitable.
And do you think it is coming from some kind of top layer?
He turns your arm around, having you face the opposite way, as he points up at the roof of the ceiling of the Underdark. You see a very large hole directly above the temple. Bits of smoke seem to be billowing out from above it. You see a few drops of further black ooze drip down, falling and disappearing as it hits the ground. That is where it came from. That is the source. I'm sure of it.
Oksana will look around at the group. How do you think we can get up there?
I have no idea. But maybe it's not the ooze we need to be looking for, it's the ones that are controlling it. Ooze is just ooze. We need to find the mind behind it.
Well,
Why do we think it is... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Grandpa.
Granddad, but it's fine. You'll get it one
Oh,
day.
gosh.
If memory serves correctly, I believe the lovely Countess said that she would be willing to assist. To stand outside the temple and simply ask. Some of us pay attention.
Sorry, I would just like to clarify that what is being implied is not that the ooze is in the ceiling. It's just coming from what is above the Underdark.
Yeah.
So we
Mhm.
potentially we cannot stay here if we want to assist with
No.
the ooze. We have to go back.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so to reiterate what has transpired so far throughout the story.
We don't need to reiterate what happened. I'm just saying because the guy keeps pointing at the ceiling, and I just want to be clear that when he's pointing at the
I
ceiling,
think it's like
No,
the
he's
sky.
pointing at the hole within the ceiling that leads to a further cavern from what you've gathered thus far.
There's like hundreds of miles of dirt between here and the ceiling, so it could be anywhere between is I think
Mhm,
what's being implied. If we go to the surface, we might not find anything.
mhm.
And if we're here, we don't
Okay.
see anything. We might need somewhere between.
gotcha. Okay.
So we shall go to the temple and ask the Countess to basically send us there.
Sounds great to me. It helps us, and it helps these lovely individuals.
Is there a way we can communicate with you while we are up there? I would like to make sure that you are all okay.
I don't have any birds or writing utensils that I can offer.
Scrump's got birds.
You have birds?
Hang on. You see him
Are
kind
they
of rummaging
alive?
through his pack, and no, never mind. He puts his backpack back on.
What about that one? As he points to Nugget.
Oh, Nugget! Kind of picks up. How you doing, buddy? He picks him up. He's clearly got like some dust on him. He just like blows the dust off the top of the bird. Heard we use Nugget to deliver messages?
There's always a
All right,
chance.
Nugget. I believe in you. What do you think, Oksana? And he holds the chicken up to Oksana.
I have complete faith in this chicken.
Me too.
It will do great.
Boy.
Nugget,
Okay, Nugget. Listen to Oksana.
Nugget, my friend, can I cast Speak with Animals?
Oh dear.
Absolutely. It stares at you, its eyes pointed in either direction as just a little red dangly bit hangs over the top of his nose.
Hello, my small friend.
Good evening, my dear.
Oh.
Nugget suave. What's up, Nugget?
You are well spoken. How are you
Yes.
doing today?
I am doing fantabulously. And yourself?
I am great. I have small task for you.
Anything for you, my dear.
How do you like it down here? Is this nice place for you?
Anything outside of a fire and a frying pan? Oh, my dear. It is a wonderful day to be alive.
Well, we are hoping to protect the people here. So, I want you to be their guardian. If harm comes to them, could you come to surface to let us know?
I can certainly try for you. I will lay my life on the line for these people, as you command.
You are fierce and brave warrior, Nugget.
And lover.
Oh, really? This I will not ask you about further.
Probably for the best. Us chickens do not kiss and tell. No, no.
Excuse me. Well, Nugget, shall I kind of like look at Nugget and be nodding? So am I clucking like a chicken to the rest of the group?
Yes.
Okay, great. Nugget is very fierce warrior and has agreed to be guardian of the nectars.
He
Nugget
turns
will
his
come to us. Go ahead.
as Nugget turns his head back to all of you. He lets out a loud and tilts his head slightly.
You got this,
Oksana,
Nugget. We knew you could.
V just looks at Basil like, we're just gonna go with this.
I just don't have the heart to tell them.
All right. Sounds fantastic. You seem like a fully capable chicken.
The utmost faith.
What do you mean you don't have the heart to tell me?
No, we're good. We're fine. It's just. So how about those oozes? Let's
Nugget turns back towards Oksana. Don't you worry about them, my dear. One day they'll step into their own. Learn what true heroism and valor means.
Yes, I am trying with them, but Basil, he will insist on, It needs
Yes.
some work. Oh, am I freezing again? My screen is
No, you're good. You're good.
No, you could.
What?
Sorry.
I feel like I'm getting
Sorry.
disrespected to a chicken.
I know.
He has some good moments, don't worry. Lots of progress.
Well, you know what they say about ones like that. They need a little bit of dirt under their fingernails to work
Oh,
up
he would not
and
like
build
that.
both body and mind. Of course, you can't all be a chicken with big pecs, if you know what I mean.
I don't, but I will get him to hang out with Scrump some more. Maybe this will build character.
Hey, if you're talking to Nugget, could you ask him what he thinks about living in my backpack? Is it as cool as I think it is?
Do you hear him?
Unfortunately, from time to time. Not the most hygienic
real cool.
place to be.
Yeah, there's lots
all
of
kinds of
dead
stuff.
birds in there. It seems like awkward if you're in there and you are a live bird and they're dead birds.
Yeah, yes, it is just short of a desecration, but
Mhm.
We do what we must to the ones we serve.
I will find polite way to tell him this for you. I should go now. It was pleasure chatting with you.
As you as well, great warrior. I will protect these people. He pushes his chest out. If my name isn't... And as you let the spell drop, you put Nugget back on the ground as he now stands proudly in front of Granddad, protecting him.
You see? Scrump. He says that your pack is unique place, and he is glad to have some fresh air.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll poke more air holes in the side of it. Good to know.
There we go.
I don't really have any.
So how about the mooses?
That's right.
Yeah. Fucking, let's just go away.
Well,
I plan on
warriors,
getting some of the black ooze and bringing it back to the band of liars. We figured maybe if we get a sample, we could maybe learn some weaknesses or something.
That's true. They may be able to help us. Yes.
Yeah, I could bring it back to my lab and maybe throw a little bit of lilac berries into it and mash it around.
Okay. Just to see what it does. Why don't you do that?
Just to see.
I mean, why don't you do that with the ooze that was that's here?
I would rather have a whole lab set up. Scrump's, it seems pretty dangerous. Scrump's not stupid.
Right. Makes complete sense. All right. Well, shall we say goodbye and head back to the Blossom Lady? I forget the name.
The Countess.
The Countess Everbloom.
The Countess Everbloom.
okay, sure.
No?
No,
No.
It's fine. It's fine.
Damn it.
I'm just going to start calling things Janet and Jerry from now on so you guys can remember.
Granddad, I think we will take our leave. Could you please tell Blink and your other companions that it was very nice to meet them and to see where Siv used to call home.
Yes. And you are always welcome here. Fine warriors. If you ever find your way back to the Underdark, you will always have a home here. Good luck. And thank you again.
Our pleasure.
Oksana will go like this to Nugget, like a salute.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying goodbye. He's performing very, very righteous duty.
Oksana, that's not what this means.
It means
It means I've got my eye on you.
I see you.
It means I'm watching you. It's a threat.
That's a good thing. I'd want Oksana watching me. I know I'm safe.
I mean, I get,
This is what I mean.
You do realize
fair.
it's a chicken.
Does the chicken respond?
As the rest of you argue, you, with a curious look on your face, look back down at Nugget. Again, he perks out his chest, slamming one of his feet, his taloned feet to the side, gives a nod and a wink.
These
None of
people
the
are
rest
safe.
of you do not see this.
okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go back to the temple and
Yes.
go speak to the Bloomed Countess.
Yes. All right.
I guess I should practice on how to talk to her. Hopefully it doesn't screw things up.
Are you laughing, Sicarious?
No. Let's go.
Interesting.
As you all turn away from the Nektar village, you continue back down the trail through the fields before finding yourselves once again outside of the temple. As you look upward, you now find yourself directly underneath the giant hole within the ceiling above. You can see large plumes of smoke that seem to hover throughout the air. And a small, what looks like almost a stream that hangs in midair of ooze that just potentially wants to drip down.
So I suppose we need to go up there. Sicarious is gonna grab a hold of the scroll. All right, Countess. You said we need your help to ask. We need to get up there. How do you get us up there? Just holding on to it, see whatever happens.
After asking, there's a moment of silence as the rest of you watch with bated breath. Suddenly, as if it's alive itself, the scroll jerks itself from your hand. As it begins to open up, you see a beautiful light now beginning to saturate the ground underneath you. The scroll slowly floats to the ground and somehow begins to expand larger and larger and larger until it becomes more akin to that of a floating carpet.
Sweet. All right. Maybe. I'm going to jump on it, see what happens.
As you step aboard the strange scroll carpet thing, it stays hovering.
Is this a magic carpet? I have heard about these. I've never seen one. This is amazing.
Yeah, there may become some perks with this after all. Hop aboard. Let's see if it holds all of us.
I'll hop on.
We will
Okay.
get on.
Basil will shakily get on and sort of on all fours, like just kind of holding on to the edges.
All
All
right.
right.
Scrump?
Ah, please, we ride these all the time back home. Watch me hang 10, baby. He kind of jumps up, gets up to the front.
Are we leaving Tristan behind in this town, or is he coming with us?
No,
Working on
Tristan
that coffee
Tristan
still.
has also gotten
Farewell,
on
Tristan.
at this point. No,
Wait.
Tristan is getting on the carpet with you.
There. All right. Everybody will remain seated now. Keep your hands and feet inside at all times.
And with that, the scroll begins to rise up into the air, like that of an elevator, moving relatively slowly and softly. No large jerks or anything along those lines. As you
Very
all
good.
When we get
continue-
high,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say when we get high enough, Basil pushes Tristan and says, "This is for my mother."
Shit.
No, I don't. I don't.
We really want to go down this road, Dag. We really want to go down this road.
No, to see
Hey,
that
Swiss, welcome
Yeah.
back.
We're Basil.
This will not end well for you, my friend.
No, I won't.
As it continues to rise slowly up into the air, Basil, the thought occurs in your mind, but closing your eyes, you think, no, that's probably not a good idea.
Mm-mm.
As you look up to your destination above. However, as you look up, you see something very different this time. Where there was once another cavern above, plumes of smoke covering the otherwise ceiling within that cavern. You now only see night sky. Twinkling, filled with stars. You give your head a bit of a shake as you turn down to your companions, only to find them not there.
Oh.
Nor is the
Pretty cool.
Underdark, or the scroll underneath your feet. In fact, just plains and plains of grass. As you continue to instinctively look up towards the stars, a calmness overcomes you. And questions. For as you look up, like you have many times before, you realize something strange. These are not the stars that you know. The constellations and positions of the stars completely different. But still, a tranquility overtakes you. You begin to reflect on the numerous obstacles that you freed yourself from. The restrictive thoughts in your mind begin to give way. The questions of yourself, your self-worth and confidence slowly start to balance. You begin to think and believe and understand your truest self. You feel infinitely small and large at the same time staring up at these stars. And you feel as if whatever life throws at you next, you can rise to the occasion. You can overcome. Whether brawn, brain, or wit, you have the confidence to do this. As your change of fate, you've received the star. And with that, your charisma is bumped to 20 until the next redemption.
Damn it.
Damn! Can't wait to see this pass.
Oh my god, he's gonna wheel fee so hard.
Gonna wheel? Oh, woo? Woo or wheel?
I said wheel,
Woo woo.
but they mean
Yeah.
the same thing.
Woo woo.
It's like wheel and woe.
Okay. I've never heard that before.
Very
Wee woo.
Wow.
Wee woo. And as quickly as the stars overcame, you watch as each of them begin to die out. The sky once again going black. As it begins to move once again, like plumes of smoke. You rub your eyes for a moment, and suddenly you're back with your companions. Now about to breach the underneath. God, I need a new thing for this.
Why is it we keep finding ourselves going into small black holes?
It's true, it's not the first time.
As you begin to rise above, now entering into the cavern proper. Well, that started in a weird place. You find yourselves in the depths of a colossal underground cavern. The air is heavy with noxious fumes and smoke. Looking around as the scroll pivots you off to the side, finding the ground and resting down. It begins to shrink once more back into scroll size. You barely feel it slip out from underneath your feet as it rolls itself back up and returns itself to Sicarious' side.
Thank you for the ride, as I put it away.
Looking around, there is not much within the cavern. Well, not much save for one thing. Situated atop an incline stands an imposing bastion. The stronghold otherwise dominates the cavern. It exudes this air of dark authority to it. And rising from the compound, you see a series of smokestacks spewing thick plumes of the black smoke. It casts an eerie haze all throughout the cavern. You find an irritatingly strong and unpleasant scent that seems to permeate the air surrounding you. And from a large pipe that seems to protrude from the side of the building, a dark, and noxious ooze spills out, slowly oozing down towards the floor hole you've just emerged from. As you gaze upon the walls of the stronghold, you can see off in the distance numerous guards clad in black armor patrolling. They occasionally stop to scan the surrounding cavern for any signs of intrusion. Luckily enough, it seems that none have spotted you yet. As your eyes follow up towards the incline, the stronghold's main entrance is situated directly at the top. All rubble and stones seem to be removed from this incline, giving an enhanced strategic view of anything that were to walk up towards the front entrance. Other than that,
Well, this place.
there doesn't seem to be much.
Besides the smell, this is a pretty awesome place.
I think we have very different definitions of the word awesome. But it does appear as though this is the source of what we're looking for. I suggest that we use our rings, the ones that we received from the Band of Liars. Maybe
They have guard
disguise
dogs.
ourselves. Do they have guard dogs? The rings may not work. No, wait, it might. The acrid smell of the factory may conceal us, but if we disguise ourselves as guards and try to infiltrate by simply walking in the front door, we may get egress to the interior of the facility and maybe be able to bring it down from the inside.
That is not a bad idea.
So commanding, Basil.
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like all I needed in life was just a quick elevator ride, and I don't know, feel better.
Definitely a joke in there somewhere. Find it later.
it's nice to get a rise out of Basil. Anyway, so as
There it is. I knew there was something in there. Okay.
are we close enough to get kind of a detailed description of the armor so that way we could properly mimic it from our position?
From where you're standing, no. But it's not that you haven't unseen this armor before.
We've seen it before.
Yes. In Oksana's
Are these
nightmare thing.
the ones that destroyed? I'm sorry, your family area.
I think they are the same.
Okay, so from memory, I'm going to try to use the ring and mimic it and try to disguise myself with the ring.
Okay, describe it to me.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't remember that episode.
Black armor.
Black
Just
armor.
black armor. Yeah.
I do believe Basil did draw it in his book when we were going through the nightmare areas. Could I make a check of some kind to see how accurate my art was to be able to copy that?
History check or something.
I
Or
will
history or
say make a... I'll give you guys the option. Either you can do a history check to try and remember, or you can do a deception check.
I would
would
love
like to,
a deception check.
Deception!
Before you do, V, Scrump's gonna look at you, and just by the sheer look of Scrump and his adorable look, you're gonna feel good confidence. I'm just gonna use guide.
Nice.
Gosh, everyone is changing today. Scrump, I don't know what it is. You're looking at me, and I feel so inspired.
Oh yeah, Scrump does that effect on people. It's mostly the fumes from the backpack.
Okay, weird. Whatever, I'll take it. Is it a D4?
Yeah.
Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so I rolled a 14. The D4 is a 2, so 16 plus my deception is 10. So
Wow.
26.
26?
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say you have some temptation dice as well if you want them, but you should be okay. Okay, so who's up next?
Basil got a 21 on his deception.
Okay.
I was just gonna copy hers. All right. 12.
Okay.
Deception.
Oksana?
Once again, Oksana is not receiving help of gentlemen and group. Despite not having any deception modifier.
Universe doesn't know what you're talking about.
You could roll a history check.
Oh, no, we don't need that.
Help. Okay.
No.
Well, Oksana, I know you were talking about the gentleman, but I could play you a tune and inspire you.
Wait, do not play music right now. You may
That's true. That's
attract
true.
attention.
Dave, are there any like this is a weird question, but are there any animals or like small little animals or birds around here? Anything at all?
You begin to look around the cavern. It is completely void of life. However, after your conversation with Nuggets, you do feel a kinship with the animal life that you've come in contact with. You, my friend, have been inspired.
What?
Oh fuck.
Can I help Oksana like sort of with the visuals as well?
She already has advantage, so.
Okay.
It's a 7.
7. You do have
With
2 in
advantage.
temptation dice.
Use them. Also, I could still dance for you, Oksana. It's looking a little.
No, I feel like it's meta.
Just use the dice. Use the temp. Who cares if it blows up in our
Okay,
face?
wait.
No, it's
I have a
gonna
question.
happen.
I have a question about the temptation dice. I don't know if you can answer. When you write things down in your
He's
book,
not gonna tell you.
are you keeping track of like our cumulative total, or are you seeing how many times each person?
I'm assuming it's each person, but that's
Yep.
who knows.
God.
No, it's all right, Oksana. Can we at least see that it's not as accurate as say these or myself?
I'm not using them. I'm not using those dice. That's gonna blow up in our face, man. That's gonna blow up in our face.
What could go
I'm
wrong?
playing the long game.
Yeah.
You're playing the long game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the rest of us have been using those like.
If
I don't use them that
I
often.
pay for your bullshit with temptation dice, I'm gonna be so mad because I never use them.
Just use it. That's what I'm saying. Just use it. You're at a 7. This is the perfect opportunity when you're between a fail and a pass.
Think about it
Can't we
this way,
just look
Oksana.
at them and copy.
The fact that
it
he's
could
trying
be-
to make me use
Listen,
it.
it
makes
could
me-
just be a complete
It
mind
makes you
fuck.
nervous, right?
It could just be. It could be absolutely nothing. You're probably fine.
The look.
Oh, I hate that.
You'll be fine right now, maybe.
Okay, I will use 1.
That's
It's a
why it's called
D6?
temptation.
Peer pressure.
I see it now. I see it now.
It's a 6. It's a 6.
Okay.
13.
Can we use a
Yeah.
temptation dice for Oksana and help her brush up?
God damn
Dave, you
it.
really had to flip a few pages in there.
I'm pretty far into this
Can I
now.
just use? Can I just use the fact that I'm an
Hold
illusionist
on,
to
hold
transform
on, all
her
you
out?
shut up. Give me a
Oh, yeah,
second.
that will work too.
You're just
Yeah,
using.
I mean,
sorry,
I've
Oksana,
been
you're just using
trying to-
1.
Just 1.
You sure? You sure? There's. I mean,
Yep.
there's 2 there for you if you want it.
I will use 1.
Okay.
Don't give
well,
in to the peer pressure. Stand up for your morals.
they're called
Okay,
temptation dice for a
Sicarious.
reason. Okay.
They are very tempting.
Okay. What did you roll?
I rolled a 6, so 13.
13. Okay. Scrump, what are you using?
I go for history. I had a -1 to deception. So.
Okay.
That tracks.
He wasn't there, so he.
Oh yeah, you weren't even there. You have to use deception. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, could we say that he
Can I use
modeled it
athletics?
after like how the rest of us look though? He
No,
tried
we'll go with deception. That's
Okay.
fine. It totally makes sense to me. With a -1, 'cause he's great at lying.
Hang on, I gotta check Tristan's. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay. What'd you get, Scrump?
10.
10. Okay.
Ooh.
You all do your absolute best to mimic the black armor that you've seen before, looking at Basil's rough drawing. You're wearing black armor.
To be fair, I think that was part of Love Sicarious, so I probably wasn't paying that close attention anyway.
Right. Well,
feel
for the
like-
most part, this should.
Can I
Anyway,
just
if
say-
we act like we belong, that should at least give less of an opportunity to attract attention.
I feel like I remember that there was a symbol on the armor.
There was.
Does your armor have a symbol on it?
He looks down.
What was the symbol?
Wasn't it like a sickle? No?
That was a. Hold on.
Yes,
I need
you
to
got
know
this.
where we were.
Chat. I mean, my mind.
Look, Basil did make notes and did kind of do this
Okay.
in character.
No problem. Tell me what the symbol is then.
Michael, however, did not.
Oh,
You know,
And I
This
feel
is-
like just as we
just as you can't take notes of anything that I tell you to do. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is how you learn
Yeah,
that it's
I'm too busy paying
important to
attention,
take
immersing
notes
myself in
of
your
things
world
that I
rather than
tell you.
writing a
Like,
novel.
here's a symbol that I've clearly stated and made sure that it was exemplified.
Oh,
You might have
Oh,
to use
you're
it
such a
later.
good
Who
DM, I lose
knows?
myself
I
in the
don't
role
know.
Those
play.
notes are still at my shop, and I haven't transferred everything over. That's why I haven't wore the wig yet. So that's my excuse.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
My dog ate my notes.
Scrump ate my dog.
Yeah.
The stream
I'm
brought to us
looking
by
at so,
Rowdy.
like, I'm fairly new to
Sorry,
our answers.
let me rephrase. This argument brought to you by Rowdy.
I feel like I did write this down. It's either in. Oh God.
So Dave, I have a question. This is up to DM's obviously discretion here.
Sure.
Scrump not knowing, like, you know what these guys are talking about, but they're like, we need black armor. So being an artificer, I do have a perk called Right Tools for the Job, where it takes me an hour of uninterrupted work, but through the product of magic, I can kind of discern some things about
Of course,
things.
Oksana.
So long story short, in
Right,
in-game
from
time,
Chess.
can I take an hour and roll, say, like an insight check, just to do some final refinement on the armor to make sure that it seems armory?
So the armor
makes
itself
sense.
is the
Yeah.
deception itself. So it's
Yeah.
from the magic ring. It's not it's a facade. It's not real armor. So it's not like you can take it off and like work on it and stuff.
Okay.
So I would say for
Okay.
this, because it's not practical, like it's not an actual
I can't lay it
tangible
on
thing.
a table or anything.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm going to say for this one, no. Great idea. I love the idea, but it just
Yeah,
doesn't
that's why I
really
wanted
make
to check
sense.
before I
Yeah.
just started throwing dice around. Yeah,
Sure.
Cool.
Oksana.
The knights all wore dark armor, a tribal symbol of a panther's head.
I knew that.
And that's how you earn inspiration, my friend. Go ahead. You have an extra inspiration. Well done, Oksana. Thank you for being my favorite student, my favorite child. I will brag about you to all of my friends at the golf course next week.
Yay!
I knew that.
Let me see your
But to
report
rephrase
card,
the
Rob.
question is,
I just didn't
Does
want to
our
steal.
armor-
I just didn't want to steal the thunder and spotlight from somebody else. That's all. I
Mhm.
was sharing
So
this.
generous,
Mhm.
Rob. Everybody,
I
round
know.
of applause for Rob.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Don't clap for this. Don't clap for this at home.
I'm
but
ready
to
for joy.
reiterate, does our armor have the jaguar head or the panther head?
It does now.
Does now, yeah.
Okay.
Does
Cool. So
now.
as soon as we kind of, sorry, just as a sort of mechanic question. So as we're conceptualizing it, the disguise is shifting, or is it like we've just made the adjustments now and it's visual? Because the question is if we walk up to these guys and correct as we're approaching them, they'll notice that.
I'm assuming that you haven't started to make your way up there yet.
Yeah, this is
No,
what Baz was
yeah.
thinking on the way there, though. Is like, is the shift noticeable, like when we transform our outfit?
No. So essentially, because you haven't said that you're going up to the front gates at this point in time, I'm assuming you're still standing where you are. If that's the
Yeah, we
case,
are.
then you can adjust. I mean, again, the power of the ring allows you to disguise yourself as you see fit, whether it's a different person, whether it's a different clothes set, whatever the case is. So whatever you imagine
Okay.
it to be, it just becomes.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right, well, I think this is as good as it's going to get. V, you and I think, should take the lead, and everyone else will walk rank and file, and let's get in there, shall we?
Before we go, Scrump's gonna pull out a bottle. He's like, I knew I had something like this for this sort of occasion. Aha! He's gonna pull it out and pop the cork off and just kind of drink this. And as he does this, you see him.
Do you know
Oh.
what that's going
No,
to do?
sorry. I'm into it. I'm like,
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to interrupt
I'm
me to
like,
tell me
oh,
something
no.
important.
No, I'm panicking
Okay.
for you because I have no idea what's about to happen.
Okay, perfect. So I have one. I did my rest last time. I was able to make some elixirs. So I do have one here. It's a transformation potion. It affects the same way as alter self. So I can change appearance, transform my appearance, decide what I look like, including height, weight, facial features, and sound of voice, hair length, everything. So it says, yeah, I can make myself appear as another race, so none of my statistics change, and I can't appear as a different size. So Scrump's gonna go from being a goblin into looking like a very stout dwarf laddie.
Okay,
It's gonna be like, we're ready.
fair enough. Very good. Okay.
Probably a very good move.
Yeah. Normally this is how I go when I go into bars. People don't take kindly to goblins.
You surprise me.
Like keeps walking.
All right. Let's get
As
this show on the
Scrump,
road.
as you were
Let's
scrummaging through your bag once again, you again have now found 2 additional elixirs. No idea what
So-
they're for. They're just kind of hanging out in the depths of your bag.
Quick side note, Dave.
Yep.
Maybe this is a discussion we can have off stream. Chad has been giving me a lot of potions.
They
Scrump
have.
has a very hefty bag. What would happen if, say, I just flung them all at one time?
Then
Allowed?
we'll
Not
see.
allowed?
We'll see how that
I'm
goes.
just
Are you
feeling
kidding
it
me?
out.
Of
Okay,
course
well-
it's allowed. That sounds like utmost chaos. I'm here for it. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Welcome to Careful Cantrip, my
just-
friend. Let's go.
Buckshot 8 potions.
start
at a target
mixing
if
them
I
into,
could.
combining them into one bottle. And
Yeah,
finish
Rob.
the table.
Rob might be onto something.
Basil is concerned when he sees Scrump pull out the bottle, drink it, and then as he's like putting like what I imagine the empty glass away, he's sort of testing the heft of his bag. Like, I don't like that. I don't like the way he's.
We
All
could
right.
all just do a potion now, like just one shot together.
No.
I don't
Really think that's a
now
good
is
idea
time.
right now?
Yeah, I do have more.
Hey,
Listen,
I think they're all the same thing. You guys, sorry, I forgot
We
my
can't-
Scottish dwarf act.
we can't risk one of us becoming a horse before we walk in.
I thought Scrump was the lord of the horses, though.
Clearly the horse lord. Look at me. Don't make me use me horse powers on you. He kind of just starts to.
Yes. On that note, again, key part of infiltration is not drawing attention to ourselves. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys are going to do great with
The
this,
less
I'm
we
sure.
talk, the better we'll do. Let's just walk to the door like we belong and walk right in.
Yes.
What are we looking for?
I don't know. Whoever's in
Now we
charge.
need to.
We're
But now we're
looking-
just trying to get in.
We're
Yes.
trying to get in because most likely this is somebody that is controlling the ooze. So we got to find maybe someone working on an ooze potion, or I don't know, or another
Well,
tablet or a scroll or something.
well, what do we do when we find them? Are we murdering them or do we just leave?
We stop them from doing this ever again.
But
I
we are so
think-
outnumbered, we will be caught.
Yes.
I think it'll come down to when we get there and we assess what the situation is. Even if it's
Yeah.
just to simply stop this place from producing that ooze, I think that's the best we can hope for.
Hey, Scrump, maybe you can turn them all into horses.
Shoot, man, wouldn't that be the coolest thing? I tell you, I'd be stepping up. I'd be like, I'm the horse lord, man. I'd be like, yeah, Sorry.
Did you drink
No.
another potion while we weren't looking?
No, sorry. See, sometimes, it's not very stable. See, we can move on. It's fine.
I think he should not do much talking. He will give us away for sure.
All right. Oh shit. We're gonna die. So anyway, let me at least figure this out and see what happens.
Yes, let's not get
All right.
stabby before we know that we can win. Right, Sicarious?
Well, we don't know if we can win without stabbing first. I mean,
That's
We'll fight.
not... That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Sorry, what do
you think?
Code word for stabbing is throat punch. Then we can stab. Okay, let's go. Basil
Look,
V.
if you look, these guards have really nice armor. I could use an upgrade.
All right. Basil,
We're not
shall
here
we
for
go?
a shopping trip, Sicarious. We're going. We're leaving. Just
We're not going to just leave
My
this
God.
awesome material around, are we?
Did
Believe
you
it.
not just
I do
swear
not
back
dignify.
to
I do not
do-
dignify Sicarious with even a look at that point.
I'm just saying, it wouldn't hurt. Anyway,
He's left with Basil already.
Okay.
lucky. I'm not standing
I'm
there
gonna
talking to
try to-
myself.
What
I'm
was
trying
it
to
that
mimic-
you were saying, Sicarious? I was listening closely.
Who said this?
That's Tristan.
Oh my
Tristan.
God.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Just saying we could upgrade our armor with these cards. So let's go.
I am right behind you, my friend. I slip in and out of like a Spanish accent. I don't know how I can't do
I was
French.
thinking
As
it
a
was
Canadian,
like
I'm terrible
a
at this.
demonic version of
Should
the
just go back.
Countess.
You know what? You know what? I'm doing this all wrong. Okay. Yeah, Sicarious, let's go ahead and
All right,
Head
now
on
that I
up with our
recognize
best
you, I thought
friends.
maybe it was just the ring that changed their voice too. Let's go.
must be the
Hey, Chrissy,
acoustics
drink
in the
that potion,
cavern.
Sometimes, I'd be drinking that potion and just be passing itself on to local folks.
All right,
Scrump's
shut
like, what the heck?
All of you.
walking
We're
and
getting
talking.
close.
Walking and talking.
Yes,
No,
we'll
walking
go.
and not talking. Stop talking.
Yes, Basil. Shush.
All right. As you begin to climb the incline, growing closer and closer to the front entrance, you see a large iron portcullis separating you from the entrance. Standing outside, you can see two also well-armored, black-armored guards standing out front. Neither of them move as you approach, standing still as statues. You continued
When
forward.
you say still,
Go
oh,
ahead.
sorry. When you say still as statues, as in, do they seem to be like moving, as in like normal people, like with breath and stuff like that, or is it
They're
actually,
absolutely, yeah.
like,
they
perfectly still?
are. They're just remaining very, very still.
Okay. Yeah.
They're professional.
You continue closer and closer. Now only about 20 feet away from the front entrance. Before both of them stand closer at attention, making themselves known to all of you. Still not saying a word.
I move to attention in the same fashion. We're here for the changing of the guard.
We were not made aware of any changing of the guard. Whose orders do these come from?
I
Basil.
I'll I will say, Commander Unsless.
The two look at each other before looking back to you. Blessed be the harvest?
Goddamn.
And that's where we're going to take a short rest for the evening.
What happened to no talking?
No, you don't talk. There's a difference.
Oh, you're not gonna help.
With two people yammering in the background as we're walking up as soldiers, as a soldier of the group.
See, you first try the door first, and then try to talk
Those
your way
are
out
people
of it.
too, Dag.
Yeah, but the two guys were like blocking us. They were like in the
No,
way.
they just stood at attention.
They moved closer. It's fine. Anyway,
Okay, so with that said, they can argue off stream. That's absolutely fine.
We are gonna. Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Guys, thank you again so much for all the generosity that you provided for us the evening. I saw some bits come in. I saw a hype train go off. All of those absolutely lovely things. And a raid comes in at the same time. Charlie, welcome in, my friend. How you doing? How's your stream? You came right at the time. We're about to go on break. It's awesome. It's awesome. Careful. Shut up. I'm doing the thing. I'm not turning us off yet.
No, I know, but let me do the thing before you do the thing.
Do what thing?
Because you don't know. I need to make the announcement because the people on YouTube don't see the announcement. Neither do the people in the podcast. So I need to say it now. I'm sorry. Okay, to our YouTube people and our podcast people, everyone's annoyed with me right now, but it's exciting news. We have been nominated for 2 awards at the Crit Awards. The only way that we can win is by you voting. I will put the link to the voting thingy in the YouTube comments and in the description on our podcast. Please vote for us. We're nominated for Best Overlay, which the podcast people can't see, but trust me, it's great.
Hey, podcast, the listen only group, vote for us for Best Overlay. It is great. Oh man. There are dragons on it. There's clearly whoever we pretty much hired Picasso for this. I'll describe it to I'll describe it to the podcast listeners out there. There is a beautiful golden hue that's iridescent that is next to impossible to get on stream, but we did it. It's amazing, guys. We have pictures of all of your favorite characters on there, as well as your favorite actresses and actresses. I'm pretty sure that Mother Teresa is on here somewhere if you look closely enough. I'm just saying. So there you go. There's your visual, guys.
My favorite is the portal that you get to look into and see all your hopes and dreams come true.
That too. Nate, thank you for reminding me.
Just an OBS trick. Classic OBS trick.
Yeah, and surprisingly it works. If you actually watched it, podcast listeners, we do have a secret portal where it's kind of like a wishing well, but like a visual one. So, I mean, that's why we're nominated in the first place.
I think
sorry,
the best
Raina.
part about this whole bit is Dave hand talking to the podcast listeners.
I know.
Well, we're here now.
And we're also nominated for Best Villain. Yay, which you definitely heard. So, yay. We can't do it without you. Please vote. You can also see a picture of the overlay in the actual voting thingy. So go check the link in the YouTube comments or in the description of the podcast. Okay, back to Dave.
Yeah. At least you can get a picture of our dumb faces. It's great. It's the step in the right direction. But with that said, guys, we are going to take a short rest. We got to do a little bio thingamabobber. As always, we do take questions on our break. So if you have any questions about myself, the cast, the story, CC in general, life, the universe, or anything within it, put it down in chat. I will do my absolute best to answer it. And if not me, then some of the players will. But with that said, guys, stick around. Go get your apple juices. Go get your orange juices. Go get your adult juices. Wink, you know what I'm talking about. Responsibly, of course. Do it responsibly. And hey, go get your ooze juice. I don't know. And stick around because you're not going to want to miss the second half. We'll see you guys real soon. Peace. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As always, we did get a few. There seems to be a wall behind your wall, Scrum.
Do you know when he sees that? Yeah, reality.
The fourth wall is officially broken now.
And it revealed another wall.
Yeah, no, that's all there is. That's
walls.
Yeah.
So
Beyond this reality is just more walls. That's how. Yeah, fair. That tracks. Okay, we did get a couple questions on our break. Question for Dave: did you get tired of angering large companies? Absolutely not. And decided to anger countries instead. Now I'm diversifying. That's basically what I'm doing. You know, whatever gets us on LSF faster. That's you know, I'm just gonna keep poking the bear until I can get. Listen, if I can't be famous, I'll be infamous. Why not that, right? Question for Dave: how you doing, bud? I'm all right. How you doing, bud? Question for Scrump: to potion dag again or to not potion dag again? Question.
ultimately that's really been up to Dag. And so far, every time, seems to be pretty positive on the potions, Dag. I think you're liking them.
To Basil, no, but to Dag, yes, 100%. Oh my god, this is just so much fun.
Dag, agent of chaos. Basil, pretty organized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playmat's here. Can we get a shout out for Playmat?
What up, Playmat?
Huge
Hey.
fan of Playmat. Matt, he's great.
Hey,
I
Matt.
love Matt. Let's show him some
I like
love
your
if you haven't
confidence.
already. Question for Dave: is this your homebrew campaign? And if so, your inspiration for design, i.e., novels or DVDs lore? I would say so. First off, yes, fully homebrewed campaign, fully homebrewed setting. Everything is, I mean, other than classes and stuff like that, everything is homebrewed. In terms of novels or from novels or D&D lore, so I take bits and pieces from a lot of movies. I mean, Arcane was definitely an original inspiration for this, and we've swerved away from that really quickly. We started going into like the whole story book thing, and that was really kind of, well, it was like the pre-inspiration for the next campaign world that I'm working on. In D&D lore, I try and utilize most of the races and classes, or I guess lineages and classes and things along those lines. But otherwise, my big inspiration are the demon princes. I love the Abyss. I think the Abyss is so awesome. I think the stories and evils that come out of it are amazing. So yeah, that's where I get most of my stuff from. Oh, and comics. Comics are a huge inspiration. Lots of really cool, amazing writing being done in comics, and it doesn't take much to kind of twist it a little bit to make it more fantasy-esque D&D. It's the structure of the story. Oh, we already did one. Okay, cool. Sorry, scrolling.
I agree with you fully on that comment or comic there, Dave. We've talked about that off screen before a few times. We're both kind of comic book nerds, and there's so much there.
Right?
There's literally decades of story
Yeah.
inspiration for anyone looking for it, and like from Marvel to DC to Independent to whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Brown.
And why I
Thanks,
think, I'm not going to go on a huge tangent, but why I think comics make such good, I don't want to call them conversions, but bleed over to the role TTRPG world is, and this is the big difference between like a novel and doing something like this. Comic books are so high impact, huge pulp, like every issue is only 20 pages and there has to be something that happens. So you have these like stories that can kind of move on from comic to comic, but also be, individuals at the same time, and they're quick, and it really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So, okay, those are all of the questions that we have on our break. So let's go ahead and jump back into tonight's episode. As the guards say this to you in a very authoritative force, a minute passes. Your mind reels. What would you guys like to do?
Seeing Basil pausing and thinking really hard, V will sort of stand at command, and she'll say, I'm sorry, I really didn't want to interrupt, but it's my duty to inform you of important information. Which one of you is in charge?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Come on, dice gods. I rolled a 10, but my persuasion
So what, you got
is 10.
38? I was about to say.
So 20. Dirty
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, wow.
They look at each other for a moment before turning back to you. Neither are in charge, aside from the mistress. What information do you hold?
V will just pick one then at random and say, may I approach you?
Do so with caution.
I understand. She'll walk up, like, no, not aggressively whatsoever, but she's gonna try and, like, formally, walk like a soldier, not like Santali Kaladvi. And she'll walk up and she'll sort of, like, get really close to the armor or headset or whatever, so that only the guy that she's approaching can hear her. And she will cast Suggestion.
Okay.
It's just a second level spell. No, it's not. I lied. Yes, it is. Second level spell. And she will whisper into the guard's ear, I'm going to suggest that you let us in, because I'm whispering the password to you right now. And it's a wisdom save.
Okay.
Come on, dice god.
So they do have advantage on saving throws related to being charmed.
Is it a charm, though? I guess.
It is.
Okay.
They rolled an 18.
Great.
That's good, right? That's good for us.
Oh, that's bad.
I assume he succeeded?
Yep.
Didn't you get a dark card earlier, Dave? Doesn't that apply?
Technically, so did V. So.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
that's true. Well, I'll
Technically
do it at the next
speaking.
roll then. I'll do it. I failed anyway, so I'll do it at the next roll.
Okay, fair enough. The guard leans in closer towards you. I think you're lying. As he throws his hands up and pushes you back. The other now immediately perks into attention, both now gripping tightly onto the weapons. Each of you now seeing this, knowing that threat is at hand. One of them calls above. We have intruders! Go ahead, Basil. You have something real quick to say.
As they pull out their, as they're reaching for their weapon, Basil will present the black book and say, "We can play this game, or you can not waste any more of the mistress's time."
Okay.
That's a good one.
That is fucking wild.
So
This
you're
is-
holding the book out to the guard.
No, I'm holding it up, as in to present it and show him that this is what I have in my hand. And I look him square in the eye, and you watch as Basil sort of like, his pose becomes stronger than Basil's actual physical physique as he turns around and says, "So stop wasting our time."
At this point, the guard has already called out, and you see the wall in front of him now completely filed up with archers. You all see a strange device that gets hoisted over the side of the wall. It's
Jesus.
just large enough for two individuals to be holding onto it. Out of game, you would recognize this as some kind of crude, archaic version of a Gatling gun. As you see what looks like other guards now forcing down arrows through a top slot. I don't know, chat. What do you think? Is this... do we give it to Basil to roll, or do we do high or low? It was literally about to be initiative.
Oh.
High or low, or Basil? Basil roll? Okay,
Oh.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check for me. I'll give you
Could I use
advantage.
intimidation?
I'll allow it. Yep.
Okay. That is 14.
You do have an
I don't- I
advantage.
don't know
Again, you
the-
do have advantage. I did give you advantage on it.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
sorry,
know the
with
order of
advantage?
this
Oh,
either, Dave. While Basil's doing this and he's kind of in mid-conversation with the book, I'm going to walk
23.
up to him and sort of like lean into him, almost like I'm whispering, but I'm just going to cast guidance.
Oh, nice. I'll take the guidance straight away. That is 27.
27. The guard in the black armor throws his hand up. Hold! A tension that would need to be cut with an axe hangs in the air. No one moves. A moment passes before the guard begins to walk towards you, Basil. He comes chest to chest with you as he looks you up and down. Is that what I think it is?
You know what would happen if I answered that question.
He eyes the rest of your companions. Weapons on the ground.
Are these our illusionary weapons or actual weapons that we have on our person? From
Technically,
the disguise.
technically it is part of the illusion, but again, this is only an illusion. These are not physical, tangible things.
So what would happen if we did put them on the ground away from us?
They would immediately disappear. This is like a cloak that goes over top of you.
Damn.
I mean, is that really necessary? You've got a freaking
On the
deathly-
ground!
I will turn to him and I want to try and find out what this person's deepest fear is as I look him square in the eye.
Oh my god. What the
Really?
This is just me. I'm just looking at him, okay? I'm not casting spells. I'm just looking at him.
As you catch the gleam within the man's eye, you can see the fury and rage within it. But you do have to give credit for his poise. As you stare deeply into the recesses of the man's mind, you find a young boy. A small hut as he cowers underneath a table. You can see the flicker of high flames all around as tears stream down the young boy's face. It is only a glimpse, but the shadows of the flames that dance on the walls around the child grow larger and larger. The vision ends just as the fire overcomes the young boy.
I standing chest to chest with this individual. I will lean in and I will say this. My unit, our team, sacrificed much to get this and bring it here. Burnt many, many enemies to bring this safely to the mistress. Allies disguised as our own. People we do not know. It is why our and our commander's identity are not known by many. I do not have the authority to drop and disarm. Nor do I have the authority to turn away. I know you and everyone in this building serve loyally, and for that I commend you. But understand that we too are loyal, fiercely, and the fury that burns inside us is known by few. I do not wish to have to continue my mission with the loss of someone as loyal and as dutiful as yourself. Let us both not lose face here, because we know what our mistress truly needs. And if your entire battalion armed to the teeth is worried about 6 soldiers with swords, well, that would be a poor record of your current standing as guards here. Wouldn't you agree?
You want a proof of loyalty? Blessed be the harvest.
At this point, Basil is going to...
V will just say, oh, and V will drop her disguise.
V's dropping her disguise?
Yep. Look, we're obviously not who we say we are, but we are here on business. Let us in now.
You watch as the archers pull tighter on their already drawn bows. The guard is now standing in front of Basil, backs away quickly, brandishing his weapon again. Arms on the ground if you plan to remain living.
All right, I'll put him down. You just see Scrump as a weird oblong dwarf man kind of lean forward, but as he does it, he frees up the side of the pouch he's been keeping all the chat potions in. And Dave, how does 6 chat potions falling on the ground about 5 feet in front of me sound?
Smells like roll initiative.
So
Now,
you're going to
as I
try
do
and
this, I would
smash.
like to-
Sorry. You're going to try and
As I
smash.
do this, he's gonna turn to the crucible and he's gonna be like, "All right, cheese it," and then yeah, that's my idea here.
Okay. Hang on one second.
This is so careful,
We have
Cantrip.
6
It is.
potions Cat has given us.
We didn't even get past the first guard set. But
All
Dave
right.
probably
Insert that GIF that was made of
Mushroom
me
cloud
right now.
incoming.
Oh, yeah.
Someone buy me some time. I have to look up this fucking chart.
Oh my.
doesn't-
So, yeah, so
So-
Basil will just sort of swipe the book past his face, and as he does, drop the disguise as well. He has no weapons in his hand, so like that's kind of that.
I'm tired of dropping my damn weapon.
I know.
I was gonna drop my weapons.
I got
was just
no
gonna do
money
it,
to
yeah.
buy a new one. Wait, technically, I still got the hammer back at the.
Actually, that's a good question, because when we were fighting the ooze, a lot of us like had our armor and some of our weapons damaged. Who's got damaged weapons?
I have
Oh,
1
it's-
damaged armor.
Oh.
Yeah, I got 1 damaged armor as well.
Whoever coded their weapon, their weapon should
Okay.
be damaged.
All right. So, Scrump, I need you to roll me 6 D100s, and I will write this down.
Oh my gosh.
See you soon,
let's do this.
Greenmore.
I know, right?
Joining you in the afterlife.
So, Dave, is this
All
where
right.
you thought the campaign would end?
Nope.
Hmm.
Okay.
Remember?
All right. We got we got
talked
6 D100s to roll. Let's get this done.
Okay, I'm on 3 right now. I'm
No.
working
You need to
sets on
you need to
another.
tell me what the numbers are that you're getting, so I can write all of the
So,
effects down.
57,
57. Okay.
99,
99. Big one.
84,
84.
19,
19. Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
51.
51.
19 as well.
Roll again.
Second 19. Roll again. Okay. 31.
31. Okay.
That's it. Yeah. So 57, 99, 84, 19, 51, 31.
Okay. Okay. Now
We're
you
into
guys
it.
can talk to each other.
All right, are we ever inviting him back again?
Ooh.
Just kidding.
Because your guys' plan was going
Nate.
so well.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Look, Nate, I love you. I'm all for this. I just want to at least, say I tried to not choose violence today, and well,
Well, to be fair, I mean, Scrump's not trying to trigger combat here. He's being like, oh, I'll put my weapons down. Oops, I dropped all these potions everywhere. So we'll see what comes of it.
Dag Glove's a good.
All of us are here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. See, but
It could
Dag
be
Glove's
all
a good
good
fight.
things, Rob.
Basil's
I would also just like to, because I'm also a Chaos Demon, I'd like to point out that V is probably more forward than everyone else because she went to go talk to that guard. He did shove her back on the ground.
I didn't
so
think
no,
so.
but then the god came up to Basil as well. So I think they're now. I think they're now close to. Oh, one of them at least is closer to us. But then he jumped back. So I think we've got like multiple people in that front staggered area.
yeah. So,
How many, when you say a wall full of archers, Dave, how many archers are per wall? You know what I mean?
Hang on,
What's the
hang on.
ballpark here?
we can't ask Dave questions right now. We can only
All
ask
we had to
Dave.
do is take out the front ones, grab the key, and run through the door.
All we had to do
Also,
was walk
Gatling gun.
past.
I
All we
know.
had to do was walk past and give a shoulder nod. That's all we had to do.
Look, I don't feel I don't feel that would have worked. I feel like we would have been stopped one way or another.
Then we should have just
I
done
think so,
a
too.
blitz attack, took them out so they couldn't call for help.
Okay, Scrump, where are you
maybe.
standing right now? In
Well,
relation to the rest of the party?
I pictured it
He's
in
40
my
feet
like,
behind us.
yeah.
Fuck off, Rob.
I pictured it because I did at one point come up to Dag to touch him to do guidance. So I
Yep.
figured I'm probably within 5 feet of Dag.
Okay.
And I'm probably near Basil because I walked forward but then was pushed back. Then
Okay.
there was some forward walking and some back
No, I'm in the
walking.
back having fun with Tristan, just making fun of
You're at a
everybody.
bar
being fools
2
with
blocks
themselves.
away.
Yeah, Oksana, I think you're the wild card here right now.
I thought I was kind of bringing up the rear. Like
All
I
right.
thought I was.
So you're
'cause
with-
She's not supposed to be talking.
Right.
So I figured I would be following.
She had the worst armor.
behind.
too.
Yeah, yeah. So I figured I would kind of want to fit like somewhere I'd blend,
Okay.
kind of in the middle, not going to say much.
I don't
Okay.
know where I'm at.
All right, fair enough. So Scrump, all I need you to do is roll me a d20.
All right. I don't even know if it's going to be a good or bad thing. I don't even know what the hell we're rolling for. But
Nobody does.
Nobody
I got a
knows.
19. Hopefully that's a good thing.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, so as you allow these potions to fall out of your bag, shattering on the ground around you, it sprays off in a 5-foot radius, meaning that anyone close to you would also be affected by these spells, including one of the guards. Oksana, Sicarious, and Tristan, you all watch what transpires. As the glass
Wow.
shatters on the ground, you watch as these liquids begin to twist and turn and mix around with each other. Vapor beginning to spread all around as it does. First, you see a strange sight of a pigeon that seems to suddenly manifest itself before flying off into the distance.
Ah.
You then see writing now appear on the ground in front of you. These potions brought to you by Scrump. Suddenly,
Whoever that is, so weird.
looking up at your companions and the other guard, you watch as their bodies begin to twist and turn and change in front of you. You watch as their back end begins to grow out right at the end of their buttocks as it gets longer and longer and longer. Two hooved feet fall to the ground as suddenly, all of a sudden, your companions and the others are all centaurs.
Centaurs now.
We are? Oh, we're not.
No.
We're not.
Scrump, the Basil, and the one of the guards is now a centaur.
Okay.
As
one of the guards became a
that's
pigeon.
fine. What do you mean? Okay. Okay, no big deal.
Okay.
And as
So
the
what
transformation happens, Scrump, you feel this weird sensation over your body as it becomes to grow stiffer and stiffer. As you look down at your feet, you can see your body now converting into stone itself.
That's fine.
As you look down at your hands, you realize all of it, for some reason, you're holding a prawn. And that is the last thing
The prawn. Oh
before you and your companions turn to complete stone for the next 19 minutes. Oh, and you all recover your spent spell slots.
Oh, that's actually nice.
So there's
So-
silver lining. Silver lining.
We do also have one converted stone horse guard now, right?
One.
2. Oh wait, the guard. Yeah.
One.
So it's Basil, Veed, Scrumper, and the guard are all stone.
Yeah.
And they're all centaurs.
Holding prawns.
Scrump's not a centaur. Scrump's just
During this chaos, Sicarious is running over to the side of the guards and pretending to be on their side, waiting to see what's happening.
No, at this point in time, the iron doors on the portcullis immediately shoot up, and you watch as a flood of black armored individuals now coming out, immediately surrounding those who are remaining and the individuals in stone. Roughly, from your estimate, probably 20 to 30 soldiers. They all have their weapons drawn at you, as well as the archers that still remain on the wall. The existing guard that was standing at the gates now approaches, breaching through the circle and making themselves known. I suggest
probably very.
weapons on the floor.
Oksana, I got 10 of them. How many do you think?
Oksana's spidey senses have been tingling since we got here because she recognizes the armor. She knows that they're responsible for the family. I think there's been suggestions that they're going after rejuvenation stuff. So I feel like, I don't know, would it be fair to say, Dave, what do you want me to roll for? I have a sense of the situation. Is she?
You definitely didn't need to roll for the situation. This
Yes.
whole situation got fucked real quick. You watched as your companions tried a whole bunch of shit while your mind is reeling from everything that you've just transpired. You were fully aware of what has happened, what all the connections are, everything along those lines.
Okay.
You have been probably a little shell-shocked up until this point. Now completely PTSD, most likely, from the fact that everything has just blown up around you. And you were in a very, very dangerous situation.
She'll look at Sicarious and she'll say, "Listen to them." And she'll throw her weapons on the ground and she's gonna lock eyes with that one guard.
Okay. Sicarious?
Yeah, man. Pulls his sword and throws it on the floor.
This is where Swiss runs in swinging.
Right?
Yeah, Moto! You killed my father.
I don't have enough coins.
Oh, for
It
fuck's
is clear
sake.
we are outnumbered.
Oh, okay.
What now? Now
All
what?
right.
How do we take these stone horses in? start
Oh my
dragging?
God.
We bring you
What
lawn
the-
decorations.
That hasn't been redeemed in so long. I don't even know what it does anymore. But the
Me
word is
either. I
good.
forgot.
What?
Chat. Well, Dave, you do it. You say it.
So the one caveat to chat breaks the world is generally a way for chat to screw with me even further. However, they do have to roll above a 10 for that to work. Unfortunately, GF Powers rolled a 3.
Can we do a give a dice? Is that a thing here?
Give a dice for what?
It's never. We'll just,
There's temptation dice.
yeah, Towers, use a temptation dice.
Oh my god. Is it not fucked enough? Y'all, it's fucked enough.
Right. So Sicarious and Oksana have put down our weapons, while the other ones are just stone.
Okay. Tristan also lays down his weapon. A moment later, the guards now begin to circle around you tighter and tighter and tighter. Some of them now brandishing irons. As each of them grab onto as they grab onto each one of your hands, you feel the cold shackles now binding you from behind.
As got little shackles on his stone wrists, just
oh, not you, not the stone people. The stone people are not an issue at this point.
Sorry, go on, Dave. I was just
the three that are still remaining are the ones who are shackled. You are all now escorted into the building properly. The rest of your companions, as you turn back looking over your shoulder, they seem to be trying to find a way to place them on some kind of dolly in order to bring them in proper.
At least they're inside now.
Just as planned.
Exactly.
You think it's stone being brought in on a dolly as a centaur?
Yeah, that's it. Meanwhile, we cut back to a flashback scene where we're there. Okay, that's when we become stone centaurs, okay? Now follow me here. This is where we get complicated.
I kind of pictured the Trojan horse effect would be a little different than this. All right.
We're all gonna
You're taken into the lower recesses of the building, being brought down a winding, cold, dark staircase. As you look around you, aside from the tension within the room, you do take note it seems to be getting colder and colder. You also see that none of the walls have any intricate carvings, no real markings at all. The entire compound itself seems very, or at least gives a feel of being very sterile. As you hear your own footsteps echoing down the stairs, you eventually find yourself in what looks like a very large prisoned area. You watch as one of the many guards walk over to a cell, taking out a key and unlocking it, before each of you being shoved inside of it. Hands still shackled behind your wrists. The guards simply stare at you, not saying a word. What are you guys doing?
Staring back, not saying a word.
Okay.
I'm not talking while any of them are there.
Okay.
You know we're going to get out of here eventually.
You get no response. A few minutes later, you hear the sound of struggling coming down the stairs.
Thump, thump.
You hear one individual
You're not lifting your end.
seemingly struggling with something he's holding on to, yell out, "Lift it up higher, Rowdy!" A few moments later, you see two more guards emerge with the stone statues of your companions. Obviously not the guard who was turned to stone as well. They open up the cells and include your friends in there with you. You hear the loud clang of the door shutting. as many of them begin to walk off. The last one, who had spoken to you at the doorway, gives a bit of a smile. The mistress will be with you all soon. As now he turns and walks away,
Can't wait.
leaving you alone with your companions in the cell.
We would really need to come up with better plans.
Yes, we should have waited, watched to see how they got in. I don't know how we're going to get out of this one. All I have is this thing that summons rats.
Well, maybe the Countess will come to our aid. Who knows? This will be probably... But I've already asked for favors. I don't know how this all works.
I think it is important that we don't say much about who we are.
They don't know who we are at all. I mean, we're nobodies.
What are you talking about? Sicarious, our faces are in the sky. Come on. I thought
We're
I
not
was
in
the
the
dumb
city
one.
anymore. I don't really think those laws apply here.
If we not out of game, have we not seen those guards in the city? Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was muted. You have not seen them in the city.
Hmm.
Well,
We're in a whole nother ballpark here.
how long
These
are
are
they
the
going
guys
to
that
stay
represent.
stoned?
The only time we've put my hands behind my hands. Sorry. The only time we've seen these people is when we were in your neck of the book. These
I'm
aren't the
afraid-
first sword. These aren't guards.
Well, I'm afraid they will be after me
Why would they be after you?
because they targeted my people for what we are guarding.
But didn't they get what you were guarding, or are they still looking for it?
Then why are they still looking for us?
We walked up to their door.
No, I'm sorry. I'm getting my facts crossed. Do we know that they're looking for us?
No,
don't
you
think
wouldn't.
so.
You wouldn't
That
know
was
that.
out of game.
That cutscene is throwing me off because I know so much that I'm not supposed to know. Okay, hold on.
Sorry to throw like.
The conversation continues onward for roughly 20 minutes before you see a breath of life come into your friends as their stone facade seems to vanish in front of you.
Scrump.
It is good to see you guys are alive.
Are we still centaurs?
You're muted, Nate.
Oh, hey, we made it inside. Look at that.
Wait, are they people now or horses? Centaurs?
We'll say that they're
That
back
would
to their
be,
normal form.
Okay.
Be a little crowded this centaur.
Okay, Scrump, you really need to take better care of that bag of yours.
Dave, question. I'm being turned into stone. Do I have my bag on me right now? I assume it was part of me when I got
Oh
solidified.
yeah.
Well, you said you dropped it, did you not?
Well, he was leaning forward to be like, oh, I'm going to take it off. And then the pouch that was still on his back. He just
Oh,
leaned
okay.
forward.
Then yeah, you would still have your pouch on you.
Okay, perfect.
Ooh.
All right. Scrump's going to be like, oh, wait, my bag. We could totally get out of here. I just asked Nugget to... Oh, Nugget, he's not with us.
Oh my gosh.
Again
we
with the
will-
chicken. How is a chicken supposed to do anything?
That chicken can do a lot of stuff.
All right, we have bigger issues here.
Yes.
Obviously, we're trapped. We didn't get in the way we thought we would.
V being super annoyed that she was just turned into a centaur and nothing went to plan. She's gonna go and examine the lock that's on the door, cage, bars, whatever, of the room that they are locked in.
You want some acid for that? I got a bunch of acid for that. I got like 4 different kinds of acid.
Maybe let me let me have a look and see what I can see. I kind of remember a little bit about what Grimo would do, so I'm just gonna try and do that and see if I can figure it out.
Are
Okay.
the centaurs shackled, or because they were stone not shackled?
Because they were stone, they weren't shackled.
So does V, like, what kind of a lock is on the
Go ahead and
door?
make an investigation check for me. Let's see how much you learned from Dear Grimoire.
Aw,
Come on.
Grimoire. I don't even know if Bobby knows. I have to tell him. I rolled a nat 20.
Apparently
Yes.
you learned a lot. Fair enough.
Power
Hell
of
yeah.
Grimoire, dude.
My investigation
Still
is
coming
plus
through.
1, so 21.
Okay. As you walk over to the door, you get a lay of the land. Trying to peek over top of it, you wrap your hands around and start feeling around it. It is a relatively heavy door, or heavy lock, but it is 100% mechanical. It doesn't seem like they've put intricate and complex lock systems on the cells in their cellar.
All right, so everyone, good news. I think I've seen Grimoire work on something like this before, and I think I could try to open it. Bad news is I don't have anything that I could use to open it. I could use my dagger, but I don't know how well that would work. The other thing to that is, do we actually want to escape? Do we want
Yeah,
to
it's
meet
pretty comfy in here. Yeah, it's not bad.
Not like
Well-
that, Scrump, because we do want to talk to this Crimson Lady.
Yes,
So-
she's person responsible. She's the one we are looking for.
Right.
Of the ooze, right? We are
And
looking for a
ultimately,
person.
if
Do we know this?
Yeah, well, we figured this is the castle that's responsible for the ooze, and the guard
Oh,
said
yeah.
the lady of the castle.
Oh yes, this is the source. So
and ultimately, the Nightmare King wants to free the Red Book as well. If he were free already, then there would be no issue. So, strictly speaking, the Nightmare King should be allied with these individuals.
I wonder if we can
From
make
what
another
the-
deal.
They're... All right. So the question
I don't
is,
want to make another.
do we want out or do we want to stay and wait?
What if we just make sure that the lock is unlocked so we get to make the decision? And if they come down and we don't like what they're saying, we could be like, surprise, the door's unlocked.
Okay.
Well, if you're good with locks, what about taking a closer look at these shackles for me and Oksana?
Oh, we
Sure.
can get
She'll walk
those.
over to Oksana first.
Okay. As you take a look at them, they're nowhere near as complex as the door itself. These are typical mundane shackles.
All right. V will... nice level up. V will take her knife out. She doesn't have thieves' tools, but she is proficient with them. So, I don't know. Take that as you will. And she'll use her dagger to try and pick the lock on Oksana's...
Okay,
For
go ahead and make a
shackles.
sleight of hand check for me.
Okay, here we go.
V, before you do that, as you're like jamming a knife in there, Scrump's just gonna come up and take out like a really nice little lockpick kit, and he's gonna be like, "Which size do you need?"
You have a...
He's gonna hold up. He's gonna hold up a set of thieves' tools for you.
God, I love Scrump. Oh,
Where did you
Bobby
get these?
who? Bobby who? Never heard of him before.
Everything's in the bag.
Wow.
What?
Bobby's
We
in the
just have
bag.
these- Bobby's in the bag. Who's Bobby? This is great. I think this is exactly what Grimo would use. So, V will pick the one that best
With
suits.
if you're doing it with thieves' tools, this lock you can easily undo. As you immediately hear a click, the shackles fall to the ground.
Hey, look at that! I'm
Hey, you're really
growing
good
and
with
learning
those.
as a person. Isn't that great?
Well done. Well done.
Round
Let's
of
get
applause for me,
Sicarious.
Sicarious. Oh, right, you can't. All right. You will walk over and she'll attempt to undo his shackles.
Okay. One by one, you walk over to Sicarious first and easily crack the lock. Again, the shackles fall to the ground with a loud ting. Doing the same, you walk over to Tristan, undoing his shackles. Again, a loud clang as it hits the ground.
Sacre bleu.
when
Thank you.
all of a sudden you hear coughing. You look around the room, and all of your friends seem fine. But looking over into a dark corner, you begin to hear chains begin to rattle, as if someone's standing and moving a little bit closer. As the light hits your face, you hear a man say, "It's about time y'all got here. I was running out of shit talking to do."
Oh, Jed. Glad you're alive.
What are you doing here?
How did you get here?
V, help him.
Why are you here?
Yes, sorry. I was just so happy to see you, Jed. This is such a unpleasant but pleasant surprise. And V will go and try and undo his shot. If they're similar, if they're not, she'll try and make another attempt at it.
Walking over to Jed, you get a closer look at him, and he has seen much, much better days.
Jed.
His
We will
face very bruised and swollen.
We will
Large cuts all over his body.
Sorry. We will immediately cast Healing Word at the 2nd level.
Okay.
Jed, what happened to you?
As you cast, his hand's still bound. He looks over at either. Well, you think you can give me a little hand first?
Yeah, sure. We will try and undo his locks.
Okay. You are easily able to undo his locks. You realize that he's now been being held up by these chains, as even with a healing word at 2nd level, he falls to his knees. Crumpled over onto the floor. He looks up towards you. Many thanks, V. Many thanks. And boy, I'll
Sana
tell
will
you,
kneel down beside him.
good to see you, Oxy.
Nice to see you too. Who are these
Hey,
people?
fellow. Yeah. I noticed you guys got a cage friend. I was also a cage friend, fellow cage guy. Pretty cool when I see they had you hanging.
Scrump, this is our friend Jed. We met him when we were in the astral plane, and he helped us get out and get back home.
Ah, okay. Scrump's kind of acknowledging as he's digging through his pack, and he's like, "Only one left, huh? What is it for another cage, bro?" And he takes out his only ration he has, and he goes, "Here you go, cage, bro." Eat up.
Jed immediately grabs it and starts shoveling it into his mouth. I like you already, green guy. V.
Hey, pretty cool yourself. Yeah, I did some hanging time myself. It's good for the core.
All right. Listen, V, Oxy. There's a lot we got to talk about. We're going to talk about that, all about that, in the very next episode.
Knew
of
it.
Cantrip.
I knew it.
Damn it! Damn it, Jed! Breaking the 4th wall.
Happens sometimes. Y'all were vicious tonight. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Both the table and chat were trying to kill me tonight. That's really what it was. Ginger Cat, I'm sorry. I'll make sure that your change of fate gets redeemed next time. There was not enough time in my day to be my brain power is just zapped at this point in time. Woo.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's fair.
okay.
So what you're saying is this is not how you planned it to go?
Yeah, no, this was exactly how I planned it to go. I 100%. This is word for word. I pretty much could have written it all as a script at this point. No, not in the slightest. You are all chaos monsters. I love you, but don't get me wrong. I love you all dearly, but y'all are fucking chaos demons to the utmost. But thanks for being here.
Like,
either way.
6 potions they gave us. And once things started hitting the fan, I'm like, what else we got? Let's pull the tablecloth out. And thanks, chat. Appreciate the backup.
My God. All right, guys, buy me some time.
So, careful Cantrip Platinum.
Mhm.
I think this time Rob's actually going to tell us about it.
Ooh, Rob, you can tell us about CCP?
Rob, I'm just
CCP?
going to read you my credit card number. You can write it down.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm ready.
4.
4. So it's a Visa. All right.
all right,
that's
all
it,
right,
just-
all right, all right, all right. Oh, McClever, thank you so much for the sub to Ginger Cat. It's hopefully that makes up for my inability to pull off the change of fate by the end of the night. And B-Town, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I bought time. Rob, keep shilling. Keep shilling. It'll work. No, guys, don't start the hype train right now.
Rob, with the hype train, y'all.
Crazy.
Y'all being crazy
You're
with
crazy.
the hype trains. Craziness.
All right.
Thanks. Howard.
Well, that was an interesting episode, to say the least. I don't know how to get you guys back on the rails. You're too crazy sometimes. This is why I need Bobby back. I need Bobby and Tristan. That's sad when those are the voice of reasons within this group. Oh, great job, Alit Hannah. Thank you. It was interesting. It was very interesting. That was fun. It was a little, well, hey, if this is your first time here, you got a very good preview of what Careful Cantrip is. So glad to have you here, my friend. And thank you so much for the 100 bits. Antichristov. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yes, thank you, LV, for dropping our socials, dropping our merch things, all of the things. Are we really hyping? We're not hyping right now. We're just having a good time.
It's happening.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
okay.
Rowdy.
Rowdy.
1,309. Hey, Dave, a question for next stream. Are we going to see more of the guard character Rowdy? It was a little
Probably.
Okay, I hope so.
Anna Christoph. I'll remember that for next time. Sorry about that.
Spanish.
Yeah, it's clearly Rowdy is going to become a pivotal character in the overall story. If you guys face off against the BBEG I had planned, now I have one that's already there. No, B-Town. 1,000. You crazy
Jeez,
bastard.
B-Town.
We're not doing this right now. Not at the end of the show. Are you crazy? Thank you so much. I love your face. I appreciate it. But not at the my brain can't handle this right now. You've put me through the ringer. The gauntlet has been thrown. I don't Alithhannah. I got it. No, my brain power can't handle this right now. I do appreciate it though. Thank you so much. Okay. And thank you for the nice 69 bits. Nice, GF Powers. Nice. Thank you so much. Keep going. Let's keep them here all night. We're not doing this right now. We're not. Please
Hold us hostage.
Allie for
with
sure.
bits.
Okay, cool. Allie.
Yeah, right.
Very cool.
Hour 12 of stream.
Yeah, I know. They're gonna make me go into a 12-hour stream. I know what they're thinking. They're like, you know what? If we keep this
In
going.
that case, bring Jed back. Let's have this conversation.
Yeah, okay. Let me just tell you what. In this pivotal moment, in this pivotal part of the overall story, I'm just gonna improv the entire thing. This is not a hostage situation. Okay, good. Fair enough. That makes me feel a little bit better. I need that FBI open up sound. That's what I need right now. I heard someone say buzzkill at the last stream. B-Town. We're not. You're crazy. Thank you so much for the 500 soft, supple round ones. They bounce ever so eloquently in chat. Thanks, Helvia. I appreciate that one. Thank you. I missed it by 1. Aw. You tried. You tried your best. It was close to the 69. Okay, so I think we are going to. I know we've got a hype train, but I'm dying. My brain hurts, and we need to wrap it up for the evening, guys. So we're gonna do a little bit of rating. That's a bold strategy. Thanks.
That's my favorite.
Who do we want to raid? We have some options. We can go watch. Do we want to go watch more D&D, or do we want to go watch a different TTRPG? Use 1 if you want to go watch more D&D, or 2 if you don't care and want to go watch another TTRPG. Quick raid and run? Yeah, no, this is what I'm doing. This is exactly what I'm doing. More D&D? Okay, we're gonna go see our friends over at Demi-Planes. They look like they're having a great night. They're doing some D&D for the evening. Lauren Obel, I think is how I pronounce her name. I was playing with her over on Blackwater. She's playing over there right now. Guys, stick around for the raid. It helps us, it helps them. It's all gonna work out in the long run.
Yeah.
Hashtag CC Love Raid. If one of my mods can pop that down into chat for me, use that as we get over there. I'm sure all of you are now subbed anyway. Thank you so much, guys. I know it was a crazy night. It was a lot of fun. My brain is wiped, but just so y'all know, I love you all. I'm very proud of you. Papa DM Dave is not upset. He's just tired. He's had a long day. And he's gonna go take his special adult juice called whiskey that makes him smell kind of like sandalwood. And he is going to have a wonderful evening. Love you all. And as always, to all the adventurers out there, whether traveling throughout the Underdark, completing heroic deeds, or trying to burn down the entire universe, I beg of you all, one word of caution. Be careful out there. You can trip. Guys, we love you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Night, guys.
Bye.